Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand, coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, we turn the spotlight towards the entire caste quota game and also taking away the OBC reservations and handing it to backward classes within the Muslim community, or favouring one community over those who are actually the deserving ones. Now, ahead of the final phase of polling in the Lok Sabha elections on 1st of June, another setback to the Mamata Banerjee-led Trinamool Congress government. Days after the Calcutta High Court cancelled all OBC or other backward classes certificates issued in West Bengal since 2010. Now the centre body, National Commission for Backward Classes, has mulled further action. 37 groupings from West Bengal included in the central list of OBC by the Congress-led UPA government before 2014 parliamentary elections are now under the scanner of National Commission for Backward Classes, and of these 37 such classes or castes, some of them may be delisted too. The Commission will now recommend to the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment to remove these people from the central list. Now remember, the central body NCBC has been red flagging anomalies in the implementation of the reservation policy in West Bengal since 2023 post a field visit. The latest move ahead of the final phase has also sparked off a massive political debate between the BJP and the Trinamool, while the BJP has accused the opposition of appeasement and indulging in vote bank politics. The Trinamool Congress hitting back at the BJP, tagging the BJP an OBC and Bangla Birodhi, quote unquote. The big question is, who's actually misusing or has been misusing quota for votes? And will this have a bearing on the final phase of elections?
हम धन्यवाद देना चाहेंगे कोलकाता हाईकोर्ट को, जिन्होंने टीएमसी के इस प्रकार के असंवैधानिक कृत्य पर जोरदार तमाचा मारा है।
जब तक मोदी जिंदा है, मैं एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी और अति पिछड़ों के हकों को छीनने नहीं दूंगा। इंडिया अलायंस को अपने वोट बैंक की गुलामी करनी है तो करें, उनको वहां जाके मुजरा करना है तो भी करें। जब तक जान है लड़ता रहूंगा।
Let's dive straight into the debate. Guru Prakash Paswan, national spokesperson of the BJP, with us. Tausif Khan, advocate and political analyst. Prashun Moitra, the petitioner, and Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst, should be joining us in just a bit. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Prashun Moitra ji, your take on the NCBC's move and the West Bengal government and the opposition saying that the BJP is being opportunistic ahead of the critical polls and there is no aaji-baji here. But the NCBC believes that there are many that have been included purely on the basis of vote bank politics on appeasement at the cost of other deserving backward classes.
Exactly. We do believe that. Thank you very much for letting me the opportunity. Thank you, Anand, for letting me the opportunity to address this issue before the nation. A few moments ago, I was hearing during the report, I was listening to Yogi ji, who was thanking the Kolkata High Court for passing such a historic judgment. But I would have been grateful should he mentioned about Atmadev also, who approached the Kolkata High Court and let it pass such a judgment. Anyway, the thing is that I would like to say that if I give you the perspective, a conspiracy was hatched. If you remember, before 2011 assembly election in West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee was travelling everywhere claiming, if I come to power, I will give 100% reservation to Muslims in West Bengal. And once he came to power in 2011, he brought almost 98% Muslims under OBC A quota. This was done arbitrarily without any survey. Now he is giving excuse of Upen Bishwa's committee report. But even if we have to believe that, my question is, if it was done on the basis of Sachar Commission report and Upen Bishwa's committee report in 2012, so it was not correct. How could you join other classes in latter year, in 2013, 14, 15, 16 up to 18. Where is the survey on the basis of which you added those classes? So my take is a conspiracy was hatched to incorporate Muslims into OBC A category and giving them added advantage and lesser cutoff mark in competitive exams. Today I have just posted one issue in OBC Facebook saying where it is clear that in all ASI, Assistant Sub Inspector category, more than 50 candidates from a minority group, that is Muslims, are accommodated. So on the basis of religious identity, such discrimination, had that been on the financial condition or economic condition, we wouldn't have argued that. But it was purely done because of vote bank politics and to appease a particular community. We have witnessed if a system goes to a particular community, what happens? We have witnessed that in 1946 during the Great Calcutta killings, when Sohrawardy was the chief minister, the then prime minister, and the system was under his control. So this type of conspiracy was hatched by Mamata official government, and that's why these minorities, though they are not deserving, due to their religious identity, they are incorporated into the system.
Right.
So such conspiracy cannot be encouraged. That's why we have approached the High Court and the judgment is here.
Tausif Khan.
Anand, you see, BJP has received a major setback today in Supreme Court, where BJP had gone in appeal against a Calcutta High Court Division Bench order. By this order, BJP was restrained from running a ad which is derogatory, which is found to be violative of the Model Code of Conduct. Election Commission not having taken any action, Trinamool went to the High Court. High Court passed an order in favor of Trinamool and said that there will be a stay on this ad. This is derogatory and it is violative of Model Code of Conduct, and the same is upheld by the Supreme Court. So where this election campaign of BJP is going, they have nothing else but to come up with baseless propaganda, turn this the entire the campaign into a hate campaign where they want to divide the society and hope to get some votes. Even after the Supreme Court today refused, we see the Prime Minister using words such as mujra. Earlier, Prime Minister said that the Mangal Sutra will be snatched, and yet Election Commission is doing nothing. It's the Calcutta High Court who had given the relief. It is the Supreme Court who is giving the relief, and clearly saying that these ads, at least in this case, that the ad were violative of Model Code of Conduct. Yet the Election Commission has done nothing. What kind of era we have entered into? BJP is being given free hand, and the Prime Minister, when he had to resort to this low as to speak the word as mujra, we all can understand that BJP has sensed its defeat, and therefore they are leaving no stone unturned to polarize the campaign and to and hope to get some votes in the name of hate speech, in the name of Hindu Muslim. And this is the same Prime Minister who says in an interview that I don't do in Hindu Muslim. He has left no other issue to talk about. He does not want to talk about development. He has nothing else to promise to the people but to polarize the campaign. In spite of Supreme Court to come repeatedly giving a giving a tight slap on BJP's petitioners.
Wow.
The appeal is rejected today, yet no discussion about it.
Okay. Guru Prakash Paswan, you want to respond?
No, Anand, I think it's very important, and I'm very happy and glad that you gave sufficient time to my friend from the Trinamool Congress, because this, in a sense, exposes the hypocrisy and the dual standards of the Trinamool Congress. It was TMC leader Mamta Didi. Mamta Didi said, "ये कोर्ट वोट का सम्मान नहीं करेंगे, ये कोर्ट वोट कुछ भी बोले हमको स्वीकार नहीं है." So a leader who apparently backs Trinamool Congress is reposing some level of faith in some constitutional institution must be welcomed, must be encouraged. Point number 2, for Trinamool Congress, I would just like to read a couple of paragraphs from the judgment of the Calcutta High Court. I'm very happy that you still have some sense of faith, some sense of belief in the judicial process of the country. On the one hand, you said save constitution, संविधान खतरे में है, and on the other hand, you are raising question mark on the integrity of this institution. But I am happy, I am glad that you are welcoming the verdict of Supreme Court, you are welcoming the verdict of Calcutta High Court. I just want you to refer to paragraph number 332 of this OBC verdict, where it has been categorically said, it is the word of court, that TMC government is treating Muslims as commodity for political ends. You are treating Muslims as commodity for political ends.
That is in BJP's petition.
I did not speak when you were speaking, sir. So see, let's have some civil debate. Thank you so much.
No, that is part of BJP's petition.
I did not speak when you were... Anandji, aise nahi hota. Anandji, you have asked me to...
Okay, he's raised an objection. You make your objection once he completes, once he yields. Yes,
thank you.
Guru Prakash Paswan.
That there is a way to debate. I don't think we are living in West Bengal where in the name of Kela Hobe you unleash kind of violence. We still have democracy in our country. So, the Calcutta High Court, paragraph number 332, categorically states that the Trinamool Congress government is using Muslims as a commodity for political ends. मुसलमानों को पॉलिटिकल वोट बैंक के रूप में आप उपयोग करते हैं. दिस इज नॉट द वर्ड ऑफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी बट द वर्ड ऑफ कैलकाटा हाई कोर्ट, माय फ्रेंड. So I'm happy that you showed some faith in the Kolkata High Court judgment.
No.
I just hope, I sincerely hope that you go home, you read, you refer to this judgment and may take some corrective action.
This sentence is from the petition of BJP.
I'm sorry, Anand, I can shout louder than him, but that's not my sanskar. Thank you so much. The Kolkata High Court has said in the same vein that it is unconstitutional because it is violative of Article 15, 16 and 340. We have to understand there is one pattern in this country. One day, former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh says, इस देश के संसाधनों पे पहला हक मुसलमानों का है. TMC ally Congress Party overseas Congress President says संसाधनों का बंटवारा होना चाहिए. The natural understanding is simply this. The natural understanding, the natural product is you want to distribute the resources of the nation for Muslim community because you treat them as a political commodity and nothing beyond that. But please listen to me. As long as there is Bharatiya Janata Party government, as long as there is Shri Narendra Modi, no power in the world, no government can take the share of SC,
right. Tausif, respond.
SC, ST and women. Unlike
you see, Anand, first of all,
I did not speak.
So Guru Prakash Paswan, please yield, let him respond.
Last 10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. Tausif, 10 seconds.
Anand,
give him 10 seconds, let him then yield.
Do some homework.
Give him 10 seconds. Give him 10 seconds. Tausif, give him 10 seconds.
Please
let him complete and then
No, I understand that the TMC have problem with SC, ST, OBC because their office bearer Shah Jahan orchestrated a state-sponsored sexual torture program for SC, ST and OBC women. So I am sure TMC government, Mamta Didi and TMC
yield please.
have problem with OBC, SC and ST in the marginalized section.
Okay, Tausif respond and then we'll bring in Tehsil.
Now, Anand, I talked about Supreme Court judgment, Supreme Court decision today, in the matter where BJP had gone in an appeal, where Supreme Court disallowed the appeal and BJP had to withdraw and it was dismissed as withdrawn. Therefore, it is a slap on the face of BJP that BJP is restrained from running an ad which the court has found to be derogatory.
So you are shifting the goalpost altogether. So you're shifting the goalpost altogether. The other day when the Calcutta High Court ruled, when the Calcutta High Court ruled against the Trinamool Congress, the Chief Minister downwards, everyone called the Calcutta High Court a lot of names. Today, 1 minute. Don't shout over me.
That is yet to be.
Tausif, don't shout over me.
Tausif, don't shout over me.
Tausif, don't shout over me.
That matter is being appealed and no decision has come. come from Supreme Court in OBC matter.
Now, if you're going to play this game of heckling,
are the lines from the petition of BJP.
1 minute.
It is from the petition. It is petition filed by the BJP in court. These are the lines he's quoting.
Tausif, you want to cross all levels of civility, then go ahead. That's all right. But I'm just saying, don't shout over me. My point is, sir, you want to shift the goalpost. The other day, when the Calcutta High Court ruled against the state government, look at the words that were used by yourself and also the Chief Minister itself. Today, you're quoting the same Calcutta High Court and then you're calculating the Supreme Court because the judgment is in your favor. No, the judgment is in your favor. So you can't. So very clearly, your rule is very clear. As long as it's in our favor, the court is good. Otherwise, the court is bad and it's biased. That itself shows, sir, who's going to call it? Who's got, sir, my point is, what has been shown.
Supreme Court has not passed any judgment in OBC matter.
Sir, the Bengal government has been shown the mirror very strongly by the High Court, and as till the time the Supreme Court rules in this matter or the Trinamool Congress even moves the Supreme Court, this is what the NCBC and also the Calcutta High Court opined, that you have played a brazen game of appeasement. So
NCBC
when you play Muslim, it's
says.
secular. You play Muslim, it's secular. Somebody
NCBC
else calls that out, that is communal.
Prime Minister.
When you play Muslim,
the matter of OBC
is that as simple as Tausif, when the Trinamool Congress and the Bengal government plays Muslim, then it is secular. When somebody calls that out, then they are communal. Tehseen Poonawalla, the fact is that the NCBC has said that what was endorsed by the Trinamool Congress between 2011 and 2024 was further ratified at the centre by the UPA.
All right, so the matter will go to appeal in the Supreme Court. Tausif is right, and it will be struck down there because, in my opinion,
you can't preempt a judgment. You may say that somebody will appeal. You cannot preempt a judgment.
I can.
You cannot preempt a judgment. You can't preempt a judgment. No. So whatever is your wish, you will go ahead and bulldoze and do it. So that is democratic. That is democratic.
No, you
that is democratic.
I'll keep quiet.
That is democratic.
See, there's a pattern, Anand. Anand, there's a pattern.
The pattern is very clear, sir. The pattern is very clear, sir. That whatever you say is right, whatever somebody else says has got to be wrong because you don't agree.
That's fine. You have me as
so
a
that is a pattern.
You allow me to speak. Yeah. You allow me to speak. If you don't want me to speak, I'll keep quiet.
I just said don't preempt the judgment.
No, I will decide what I have to say. No. If you find it, you please allow me to finish.
I just said to you, don't preempt the judgment. That's all. That's all. I just said don't preempt the judgment. Go ahead. Complete.
In my opinion, it will be struck down in the Honourable Supreme Court. This is my opinion. I stand by my opinion. I stick to my opinion.
Qualified by saying that is your opinion. Don't pass a value judgment there. That's what I'm trying to say.
Anand, it's been 40 seconds. I haven't spoken, so I'll leave your show. Thank you for having me.
Go ahead.
No, thank you, bro.
You come 7 minutes late and then one objection and then you want to run away. Tehseen Poonawalla, I'll put it out there. You've come 10 minutes late on the debate and within 30 seconds you've just run off. That means you just did not want, you are looking for an exit route, Tehseen Poonawalla. If not, then please join back. Yes. Now, Prasun Maitra. The argument that's been given at this point, what was the response that came from the state government on that day when the judgment came? Has the state government moved the Supreme Court so far? Can they justify? Is there any basis? The detailed version of the judgment by both the justices detailed out the haste that was shown. But the argument is, Prasun Maitra, that this giving out another 10% extra quota only for Muslims, reservation only for Muslims, was actually announced by the left in 2010 as a poll strategy. So then it's not just the Trinamool that has played this appeasement game.
Exactly. In fact, the TMC is the modified version of left. That's what we have been saying. Left, when Jyoti Basu was the chief minister in 1990, this OBC rule came into place. Jyoti Basu, being a communist leader, he proudly say, under communist rule, there is no poverty in West Bengal, so that's why nobody is from backward classes. He refused to categorize any group into OBC list. But what we found that OBCs from other states coming into the West Bengal and getting jobs under OBC quota. Then, Jyoti Basu government realized that such a way the jobs local are being deprived of the job. Then a list was created. That list consists of 66 categories, out of which 54 were Hindus and 12 were Muslims. It was done in 1994. Later, in 2010, when the land was shrinking from the left, Trinamool was supposed to come in 2011. At that time, Buddhadev Bhattacharya government decided that we need to amend the list. And then what they did, they enlisted 42 more categories into OBC. Still, there was no OBC A and B. What they did, they enlisted 42 more categories, out of which 41 from Muslim categories and 1 from Hindu categories. So this appeasement policy was initiated by left government at
But
that
the
time.
court has upheld whatever appointments or whatever classifications were done before 2010. So if that was
Because
also
that was not challenged. Because court has not done that, because that was not challenged in the petition. Court has categorically stated that OBC 2010 notification was not under challenge, and that's why, because it was not under challenge, even we did not challenge it, because there was no categorization between A and B.
But here is my larger concern in this, and these kind of classes, OBC quotas to Muslim groups, Hindu groups across the board are being given in various states, including Gujarat, Guru Prakash Paswan. My question is, sir, is every adhikari poor or rich? Is every mistri poor or rich? Is every teli poor or rich? If the background itself is supposed to be socio-economic classification and educational standards, how is it that it's broad-brushed based on a particular surname or a particular caste grouping? Should it not be the benchmark that whoever is this person in these classes has to have a certain economic background and educational background and socio-economic classification, otherwise they will not be eligible?
Exactly.
But that's not the case in our country is currently, Guru Prakash Paswan. The way the reservation structure itself is framed is flawed, and it creates these creamy layers also.
No, see, Anand, there is a whole lot of jurisprudence and judicial pronouncement behind
sorry, and I'm interrupting you because another aspect is this classes and castes. They overlap and they are loosely used instead of each other.
No, that is a very interesting concern and a question that you have brought out, Anand. But we have to understand that there has been a lot of jurisprudence on reservations in the country. Even if you look at the Constituent Assembly debates and you look at a very interesting letter of resignation by Baba Saheb Ambedkar to Jawaharlal Nehru. And it categorically states, and how that letter of resignation is still relevant today, Anand. You see, in that letter, Baba Saheb Ambedkar categorically mentions to the then Prime Minister Nehru that you are more concerned about Muslims but the scheduled caste of the country. This is what Baba Saheb Ambedkar has said and warned Jawaharlal Nehru. Number two, how these provisions are bypassing the constitution, that you can include caste, but creating a separate class and having 36 or 37 castes from one community. This is what appeasement is.
But there are not any, but Muslims are supposed to be a casteless grouping. Just like
exactly.
Christians are not supposed to have castes. So then how are you saying castes within Muslims?
No. That is what the problem is. That is precisely what the problem is, that the constitution mandates that you can identify socially and educationally backward caste. But in the pursuit of minority appeasement, in the pursuit of making Muslims a political commodity or a political vote bank, as pointed out by the Kolkata High Court, parties like TMC, supported and mentored by Congress party, they go on to this extent and they make reservation by bypassing the constitution, by bypassing the vision of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. They create a separate class and includes only Muslims, including Muslim forward castes.
Is an IAS officer from the scheduled caste or a top-notch businessman from the scheduled caste, is that person and his progeny eligible for reservation? Is that person backward or forward, Prashun Moitra? Even in a Muslim family, is an educated Muslim family which is earning well, which is prosperous, does that become an OBC? My point is, sir, who is deciding all of this and on what basis? And if Muslims and if the Abrahamic faiths, their plank itself for the conversion game is that we are casteless, we don't differentiate one from the other. And now you are saying there are 37 different castes or class groupings which have been identified within Muslims itself in Bengal. So then are they casteist or are they not? Are they classist or they not?
But the question is that if you consider STs and STs, the history of these segmentation are different from that of OBC. OBCs and EWS categories are mostly done on the basis of their economic and financial capability. STs and STs reservation are done on the basis of historical reference. For example, STs. a segment of our brethren, our brotherhood were separated due to some reason for a period of time. That's why to incorporate into the mainstream, we have this SP reservation. First it was done for a particular period of time, then it was extended. But in case of OBCs and EWS categories, it was purely supposed to be done on the basis of their financial capability. But in case of West Bengal, this OBC A and OBC B group was done on the basis of religious identity. That's where we objected
Yeah, but-
to our PIA.
Correct. And the other aspect, Prashant Moitra, which is not there, is another aspect. If I have an OBC certificate, should my children also by default get that OBC certificate? Despite not actually applying or not falling under the socio-economic classification and education category. This is
Exactly,
another.
that is the thing.
This is another disparity that needs to be addressed. This whole aspect, this game of reservation, which has now become a political tool of appeasement and to play one over the other and divide and rule, or perhaps unite and then divide. This whole game has to be relooked on its head. Who deserves a reservation and who doesn't? Who is a backward class and who isn't? Who is an OBC and who isn't? These are big questions which need very clear answers and a thorough scrutiny of how this policy has been put out. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I have to move on. Guru Prakash Paswan stays on with us as we shift focus, ladies and gentlemen, from Bengal all the way to Kerala, where even as the Delhi liquor policy continues to haunt the Aam Aadmi Party and also the Bharatiya Rashtriya Samiti in Telangana. Now the left is embroiled in this entire Kerala liquor policy. An alleged extortion tape has gone viral in which reportedly a bar hotel owners association office bearer